Hi folks, this is Professor Johnson. This is a PowerPoint on polishing and finishing up your research paper. At this point, you should have a thesis that's presented at the beginning of your paper, an introduction that takes a couple of pages, then a series of body paragraphs that you may have broken into different segments using different headings if need be that support your thesis using the research and evidence that you found, and then the works cited page at the end. So you're done, but not quite. So you have to put on some finishing touches, and this is a PowerPoint to help you figure out exactly how to do that. Okay, so how do you polish your paper? There are some easy to fix things that a lot of people run into, so let's go through them. First of all, spelling mistakes. Go through very carefully, use your dictionary, run your spell check, don't stop there, do it again, get somebody else to read it over, take it to the Learning Center and have somebody else read it over there and just get some extra eyes on it. Give it to your mom, give it to your boyfriend, whoever you need to, but try and fix up all of the easy to fix errors. Plagiarism we talked about a little bit before when we were talking about MLA citation and how to avoid plagiarizing. So even though you may feel like you quoted every idea from your paper that didn't come from you, go back through, check the materials, and just make sure that everything was quoted correctly, that you used short quotes where that was appropriate, block quotes where that was appropriate, that everything that you cited in the main part of the paper also appears on the works cited. Every fact that isn't absolutely common knowledge has to be attributed, unless it's the analysis that you're presenting, and that's your case, and that's your new ideas that you're adding, that if anybody wanted to use it, they'd have to attribute you. So go back through one more time and just double check your quotes. A simple thing, page numbers. Just go to the Insert Page Numbers tab in your Word document or word processing, whatever you're doing. Even if you're using Google Pages, whatever it is, there's an Insert Page Numbers and just hit OK. So I noticed that papers that don't have it, even though it's not a huge deal, usually means that there's other sloppiness involved. So just make sure you fix it up. Full length. Be careful not to use huge titles on the front page. There's no need for a cover page or a title page. Don't make your title 55-point font, and don't expand your margins or use a bigger font type or anything else to stretch it out so that it makes 10 pages. If you're not full length, we're going to talk about how to fix the shortness of a paper, but don't fuss with it to try and make it look longer than it is, because I've seen it all and that's not going to work. So how to fix a short paper? Like I said, don't widen your margins or change the font. What you need to do, obviously, is add more text. And if the paper is several pages short and you're pressed for time, one thing you should do is go back and look through your research. There's usually a piece of research that you put aside. You're like, maybe I won't use it. Go back and find that piece and write a new section in which you include that. That's one way to fix a paper that's significantly short, is to include more research. If your paper is just a little short, it's supposed to be 10 pages, it's 9 pages and a sentence. It has to be 10 full pages, and that's before you have the works cited page. So here are some little things you can do. Go back. Then the works cited page, make sure you have MLA citation, packet, use it, check it, and don't just make anything up, because I will check. All right, once you've taken care of all those little things, have people read it over, okay? Check for all the little errors. I find it's very helpful to read it out loud. Personally, I hear mistakes when I'm having to read out loud that I don't hear otherwise. If you're a kind of auditory person, that might be useful to you. Just having extra eyes is also going to be helpful. Okay, if you can't make it in time. If you really absolutely don't think you can get your paper done on time, but you've been up to date on everything else so far in the semester, and it's just, you need an extra day or so, give me contact before we get to the deadline, not on the day of the deadline, and ask for an extension. And most likely, like I said, if you're in good standing, I'm happy to give it to you. If you contact me the day that it's due, I'm happy to penalize your paper and take some points off if it's late. And don't make it more than a little bit late. You can't be like a week late. Obviously, the semester's over and have to turn in grades and all that. So then you're really done once you've done all of those little details, and you can kick back and relax and then get ready to take your exam. But if you've been doing all of the pieces to make this a good paper and followed through with it all, you should be fine for the exam. All right, take care. Bye.